It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Vocation Brewery and it's a can of their Divide and Conquer Black IPA. It's coming in at 6.5% ABV. It's a brand new brewery for me. Not tried any of their beers, but they've come highly recommended. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what we've got with this can of beer. A 330 can, Black IPA. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. Oh my goodness me, you want to see that? Can I show you that before I put it into the... You can't quite see it. It's a lovely, as they mentioned, a velvety tan coloured head on the beer. There you go, you can definitely see it now. It might be can conditioned, so we'll leave some of the beer in the can. It's a 2-finger tan coloured head. It's more or less a jet black coloured beer, and I suppose if you weren't told what this style was and you were holding it at a distance to keep the hops at bay, you might think that this was a stout. It very much looks like a stout or a porter. It looks fabulous in the glass. I do love a big fluffy tan coloured head on the beer, and as you rock the beer back and forth you can see the small bubbles chasing the beer up the head. That's a sign of quality in a brew. Let's get the aroma on this beer then. Oh, blimey, this smells absolutely wonderful. It's like, what is it? It's grapefruit, mango, citrus, pine. If you close your eyes and you get the aroma of this beer, you do pick up a little bit of that roasted malt that's in the beer. But other than that, you could almost say that this was a golden IPA in a glass. You'd never think, or you would probably think it was a roasted beer, a black beer, but there's a big part of it that says it screams golden ale at you. Golden IPA. I can't wait any longer. Let's dive in. Cheers. Ho ho ho. Blimey, yes, smack. And that's what I want. I want a big smack round the chops from the hops. That's exactly what I'm getting. It's a Stone the Crows beer. I'm really excited by this beer. I'll get into it in a moment, why I'm excited, but let's talk about that bitterness. That big, bold, rash, punch in the face bitterness that you get from this beer. It's big, it's grapefruity, there's some mango in there, and then you get this big kind of cat rasping on your curtains of the inside of your mouth of bitterness. It's clawing at you, the bitterness. It's great, and it's just how I like it. A lot of fist pumping going on. Again, we'll get into that in a moment. Yes, you get a little bit of the roasted malt. It comes through in a slightly coffee and caramel flavour. But then the offset of that, the balance of that, the malt moves over into the hops, which is just pure punch and pure bitterness. The mouthfeel also gives you a little sense of the roasted malt that's put in the beer. It is quite malty in that sense. It's got a nice creamy-ish mouthfeel. It's still refreshing. It's holding on to its roots as an IPA, but it's got a little bit of a creaminess of a stout going on, and I like that. It's a black IPA. It's not trying to be an IPA. It's trying to be something a little bit different. Let's get the rest of the can. See if it is can conditioned. And okay, let's get into the fist pumping. I just reviewed an American beer that is supposedly going into this kind of new wave, new craze of more flavour, less bitterness. I liked it, but I was a little bit disappointed with the lack of bitterness on the back end. And I hope that we don't go into this era too much of loads and loads of flavour, but with a little whimpering of a bitterness on the back end. This is why I was fist pumping. This beer has got just as much flavour going on, but it's got that big, rasping, punching bitterness that you fully expect from an IPA. I really like this beer. Vocation Brewery. As I said, a new brewery for me. It's a fantastically put together IPA. A black IPA. If you think of a black IPA, if you think of the best black IPAs in the world, then and someone give you a glass of that, it would be up there with the best black IPAs in the world. It's a really well put together beer. I want to know where they're from. Cragvale, Hebden Bridge. That still doesn't make too much sense to me as to whether they're up north of England or they're down south of England. It didn't really say. Have a look at their website. I'm pretty sure they'll tell you there. Vocationbrewery.com. You can pick this beer up, as I said, in Beer Merchants. It's part of their £30 10 beer club. You get 10 beers, unique beers sent to you every month, and it's £30 including delivery. And that gives you a bit of variety, and variety is the spice of life when it comes down to beer. Yeah, check it out, Beer Merchants. This is a fantastic beer from Vocation Brewery. Divide and Conquer Black IPA, 6.5% ABV. Rating from me, what the hell, I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 for Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.